Hey everyone, it's Len at Lion Strong Athletics. Today we're going to run through a workout. I'm doing a Chiba day, that's a chest and back day. We're going to focus on back strength with 2 exercises where I'm going heavy, and then we're going to get chest hypertrophy where I'm going to do maybe 4 or 5 exercises between that 10 rep range and a 25-30 rep range where we're trying to get a lot of size. First, let's jump into back. I picked pull-ups. I love doing pull-ups. We're going to go for strength on pull-ups. First thing, I've already done a little bit of warm-up, so I'm ready to move. I've set up a green band here on the rack. This is going to give me some assistance. I always like to do kind of warm-up sets, work my way forward. I never want to jump right into my heaviest weight. So I'm going to put my foot through here. I'm going to try and focus on my outer lats a little bit more, so I'm going to go wide grip. And I'm just going to get a warm-up set of 10 to 15 reps. Just trying to focus on squeezing my muscles, warming them up, getting some blood rushing through them. Nice good warm-up set. When I do this exercise, I really want to focus on driving my chest up to the roof as much as I can. That way I'm using more of my lats. I'm using less of my traps and my shoulders that you get. If you pull up like this, you're working a ton of those traps. But if you can extend forward and push that chest up high, you get a ton of lats doing the work for you. I'm going to swap this out. Actually, we're just going to go straight into no help at all with the bands. And my next set, I'm going to be doing off the pull-up bar, no help at all. So like I said earlier, my goal here is going to be strength focused. So what I like to do for strength focused is 5 reps. Every set, regardless of weight. The reason I like that is I'm not wasting time and energy doing these high rep, 15, 12, 8, 6, working my way down. I really feel like I'm wasting a lot of energy doing that. I want to work my way up by just hitting 5 every time. Do 5, even if I can do 20, I'm only doing 5. All right, we're going to jump to the second set. Going for 5 reps, try and drive my chest up. All right, it's an awesome set. Felt really good. To help with that chest driving up, I like to just look right at the roof. I feel like that helps elongate. Makes it easier to squeeze your lats. But let's go up. We're gonna add some weight to the body. I'm not sure what I'll be able to get to on this. I have it written down on my phone. I always keep track of my weights and my workouts. It's important to keep track. That way you know where you've been and you can plan where you're going. So I'm just going to add a little bit. Let's throw, we're going to put 15 pounds on. If you don't know how to use this, it's just a weight belt. Always pass this guy through the top, not through the middle. It's especially true once you get to heavier weights. If you pass through the top and you hook it up, you have less likely for a disaster, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to add 15 pounds. Hook it up on the opposite side. That way I don't knacker myself. Again, my goal is going to be 5 reps. And I'm going to try and get those 5 reps without cheating, without kipping, or without bringing my shoulders forward. I want to drive that chest up and squeeze my lats hard. Again, outside grip, targeting those outer lats more. Yep. Yep. Good, felt nice. It was a good 5. I probably could have got 8 or 9 out of it, which means we got to go up. I'm trying to work my way up to a weight that I fail at or can't get to 5. That's my goal here. So I'm going to put these 15 back. We're going to grab a 25. So now that we're into some bigger weights, a little bit longer of weight, again, never put it through the middle. Always put it through the top. I can feel a lot of blood rushing to my lats right now. Feeling big on the sides. That's what I'm trying to target for this exercise, is that outer lat strength. Not that you don't work other muscles up your back, right? You're still working your lower lats. Your traps are still helping you. Your rhomboids, your erectors, they're all doing work, but I'm really trying to focus on this outer lat and getting width through that lat spread so I can get really wide. That's the main goal on this one. All right. Going to this set. It's going to be really tough to keep my chest up, so it's going to be heavy, but that's still my goal. Even if I don't get the full rep out of it, that's better than cheating and forcing my way up by driving through my traps. I don't really want to avoid that. Okay, here we go. Got the 5. Felt pretty good. I might try one more set. Just a touch higher, either 30 or 35 pounds. Just because I feel like I could go a touch heavier. And I really want to push myself on these. Although it's a tough set, when you're doing strength, you're not really wasting a whole lot of energy. So don't be afraid to add a 5th or 6th set if you need to, if you haven't got there. I should have made bigger jumps, but I made that decision. So I got to add another set, which is totally fine. I'm just going to add 5 pounds to that to make it 30 total. Now, you know what? I'm going to add 10 pounds. Let's get spicy. Let's get spicy today. I'm going to make it 35 pounds. Even if I can get 3 out of this, that is really going to pump my lats out and give me really good outer lat strength. Really help improve my pull-ups. You can't be scared to make those big jumps. On exercises like this especially, you're not going to get hurt. It's very unlikely. So don't be afraid to push yourself, okay? So we're going to load up that 25, load up that 10. Make sure it's secure. Not gonna hit me. You can see my lats are starting to push out. I can feel the blood really going into them, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. Okay. When you're going to this deep set, you really want to make sure your cardio is caught up with you. Mine's pretty good. I can recover really fast. But if you're huffing and puffing going into these, take another second and relax. In hypertrophy, you can often push through. When it comes to strength, you want to be ready. Okay, here we go. Keep that, drive that chest up, don't cheat. Oh, really spicy set. That was awesome. Now you might have noticed that I did not get all the way up on rep 3 and 4 and went about that far on rep 5. I would much rather decrease my range of motion, not get all the way up, but still get part of the rep with the muscle I want to be contracted doing the work. Instead of trying to power through and use my traps and use other muscles to help me get that rep, I'd rather do a half rep, full lats, quarter rep, full lats, eighth a rep, full lats. That way I'm maximizing the muscle that I want to build, right? So that's it. Pull-ups are done. I want to pick one extra exercise. I'm trying to do 2 exercises for back today for strength. I've just done one that really targets the outer portions of my back. Hopefully you can see it pretty well, but my outer lats are filled with blood. They're pushed out. Now I really want to hit something that targets my inner back. So good options would be a mid-cable row, but I'm going to use a machine row over here. So follow me. I'm going to grab a little sip of water while we walk over here. So this machine here basically mimics a mid-cable row. It's going to be chest supported. I really like this machine because it's chest supported. You can't really cheat with it, and it really forces your inner lats, spinal erectors, lower traps even, to help you do this motion. So we just did an exercise for back. On our pull-ups, we ramped up. You know, I started with a band, then no weight, then I added a little bit of weight, etc. Once you've done that for your first exercise, you don't need to do that again. Don't keep ramping up every time you lift. You do it the first time so that your muscles warm up to that weight. But now I'm ready to roll. So I'm going to put that to a weight where I'm hoping I can do maybe 5 right off the bat. I do not need to ramp myself up. I got it, Jax. Okay, so I'm going to set this up so that my chest can push into this pad and hold me there. I'm going to put the weight, I think I did about 190 last time. I'm going to take that little puck off there. All right, so 190 pounds. I'm going to grab the bottom of this just so I can focus on more mid and lower lat because I haven't hit that yet. You can use the footrest for another counterbalance, or you can just put your feet on the floor. I prefer floor. That's probably just because I have longer legs. My goal here as I bring this in, maybe I'll show you one while we're resting here, nice and light. My goal here as I bring this in is to try and pinch my shoulder blades hard, drive my elbows back, and my goal is to try and squeeze my mid back as hard as I can. I don't want to have this weight come forward like that. You can see my back is not contracting, right? I want to be squeezing that back, driving my chest out. Okay? All right, I'm about rested. Let's throw that to 190 and we'll see how it feels. Now, I'm a big believer that really we only need 1 or 2 working sets. So as long as I picked a good weight, we should fail around our 5, maybe 5 to 10 zone. And I'll only have to do this once or twice, depending on how good I felt it, right? I go a lot by feel. So I'm gonna grab the bottom. I got the 5 that I wanted. I felt pretty good. I can definitely go heavier. I can get a lot spicier with this. So I think I'm going to bump it up to 210. And I think I'm going to go all out on this set. And then I might do a drop set. I do like to incorporate drop sets where I can. This is a really easy one to do drop set on. Most machines are. It allows me to do a set where I want, and then I'm quickly going to switch the weights to about half the weight I'm doing. So I'm setting to 210. So my goal, I'm going to try and switch it from 210 to 110. and really hammer the muscles. And we're just gonna do one more set here, that's it. As long as it's a good set and I'm taking myself to failure, that's all we need. You don't have to be in the gym all day. You don't have to be on a piece of equipment for 20 minutes. If your sets are hard, you only need to be there for a couple of minutes. 1 or 2 sets. Okay, let's get into it. It's 4.5. I'm going to drop to that 110 fast as I can. Try to keep squeezing. Whew. I feel good. I got a lot of spinal erector. I felt a lot of lower and mid lat on that, which is exactly what we're going for. That first one I set to 210. I got about 3 good reps on that. And then I hit like a 3.5 and then a 4 by half reps. So I went a little too heavy. 210 is what I set to. 200 probably would have been perfect at that 5 zone. So it was a good thing that I hit the drop, because then I could really continue and focus on my back. And then I was able to bring that 110 to failure, like true failure, where I couldn't get a full rep, couldn't get a half rep, couldn't get a quarter rep. That's what we want to do for our last set. That really forces our muscles to grow the most, because our body has to adapt to failing at doing that. All right. And that's it. Easy as that. My back is done for the day. It's just a back strength day. When I do this next time, I'll switch it. So my chest will be the strength day and my back will be a hypertrophy day. So I just rotate between the two. But back's done. We're gonna move on to chest now. So let's pop over here. I'm gonna get some water. It's important to stay hydrated during your workouts, because if I'm dehydrated, I'm gonna be losing energy. I'm gonna be failing at these exercises when I shouldn't be, and that's gonna stunt my growth a little bit. So, okay, moving on to chest. Now, anytime we do hypertrophy, I personally like to do my isolation exercises first, and I like to go fairly heavy on them. Heavy meaning we're trying to find failure around 10 reps, okay? Between 10 to 15, but I like to get a little bit more on the 10 side of that. We're gonna be doing 2 exercises that are isolation, aiming for the 10 reps, and then we're gonna be doing 2 exercises that are high rep training, where we're hitting anywhere from 20 to 30, even potentially past 30, where we're really forcing our muscles to grow by filling with more volume, right? Our body responds by putting more energy stores in our muscle, more water, and makes us kind of blow up that way. Whereas lifting really heavy, even on these isolations, forces a lot of fiber tears, and your body will build that way. Okay, so let's get into it. We're going to start with a exercise called a chest pullover. This one is made famous by Arnold and the bodybuilders of the 70s. They used to do this one a lot, and it actually used to be done even more back in the original days of lifting. This was kind of known as an upper body squat, and we've really gone away from it. Most people don't do it at all. But for me, this is one of the best upper pec builders that you can do as far as isolation, if you do it properly. So I'm going to grab some weights over here. Let's start with a 45, sounds about good. And hopefully I'm going to work my way up to 55 or 60 pounds in my subsequent sets. My goal here, I'm going to be laying down on the bench. My goal here is I'm stretching my upper pecs, and then I'm going to try to contract them to bring the weight forward in front of me. This position here, my upper pecs are doing the work to squeeze. So that's really what I'm targeting here. So big stretch, you can see my upper pecs are stretching, and then I'm going to squeeze first, initiate that contraction, and bring it down. It's very important to squeeze first on this exercise. If you don't, your lats are going to do a lot of the work for you. Okay? So I'm going to set up perpendicular to this bench here. Just like this. I want my upper back on the bench, and I want my head just over the edge. I can look behind me, but I'm relaxed on that bench. I'm going to bring that weight back, feel a nice stretch. I'm going to squeeze my chest, and up. It's all about that contraction through your chest. All right, so I did 12 reps there. I didn't go to failure. Failure probably would have been near 20, so I need more weight to get that failure. I do like to kind of ramp up on the first exercise of a muscle group. We did that for the pull-ups. We're doing that here for the pullovers. So I'm going to jump up to 55, and we're going to see if that's a more appropriate weight to fail at that 10-ish zone. That set felt really good. I'm starting to feel the blood pumping through that upper chest. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing this exercise, as you're bringing it up, you have tension through your chest, and then if you get over your head, of course visualize me laying down here, if you get over your head to here where it's in front of your head, you actually don't have any pressure left through your chest at all. So what we want to do is when you hit that stretch and contract is just coming up and keeping tension and not going all the way through. As long as you're squeezing your chest, you can maintain constant tension during this whole exercise. I'm already starting to feel a bit of a pump come through there. It's about time to hit the next set. So I'm going to swap the weights out from a 45 to a 55. And this might be the ticket, guys. This might be the one. We'll see. I'm hoping I fail there. I might just go to failure regardless. Even if it's not around 10. If I'm in the moment and I'm really feeling juicy, I'm just going to take it all the way. As long as it's not some crazy number like up to 20. Maybe if I fail at 12 or 15. But we'll see. Okay, we'll pop down. Head's on the bench, looking back. And squeeze. That was perfect. That was super juicy. I failed right at that 10, 11 spot. You want to make sure that your movement is coming from your chest and you're not just moving your arms. The chest is causing your arms to move. So if I watch when I contract, it causes my arms to move forward. I'm trying to do that. I'm not pushing with my arms. I'm driving through the muscle I want to work. So that was a fantastic set. I felt it really good. I hit that fail at 10, which is exactly what I wanted. So at this point in time, I get to choose. It's optional if I want to add another set or not. Because my upper chest generally is lacking, I have very large shoulders. This is from years of lifting like an idiot, bench pressing wrong and not doing pullovers, lifting with my shoulders all the time. I have pretty well defined shoulders. I have a pretty poor chest. So I'm going to do an extra set here. I'll probably do an extra set when we get to an incline press later, just to really hammer out that upper chest movement. Okay, let's set this up for another one. This is my pup, Jax. He's here for emotional support. And he might bark at me and tell me to lift a little heavier. Don't be such a wuss, right, Jax? All right, we ready? The exact same thing. I'm gonna focus on my contraction. I'm gonna focus on squeezing that chest as much as I can and move through my chest. I gotta take this to failure. I don't think I could do even another quarter rep there. So that is exactly what I want to do. That was the perfect set for that pullover. My upper chest is feeling really juicy. Post set is a great opportunity to flex. Feel those muscles that you just worked. That upper striation, that upper line near my clavicle is on fire right now. I love it. It's such a good feeling. It becomes addicting. Once you start lifting, you start feeling that pump. You start feeling how your muscles work. It becomes really addicting and really fun. We're going to move on to some of the targets a little bit more mid-pec and inner pec. We're going to hit a fly next. We're going to use the cable machine. Because I've already warmed up and ramped up, I don't need to again, right? I'm going straight into a set that I can take to failure. So let's pop over there. So I'm going to set these up to be about chest height. If you're a little high off your chest, a little low off your chest, not going to make that big of a difference, so don't stress about it too much. Just think around that chest. That way the tension is pulling your arm away and forcing your chest to do the work. If it's way low or way high and you're still going straight across, our shoulders are probably going to kick into play. Of course, we can do the high to low for lower chest, and low to high, if done properly, can hit that upper chest as well. So I'm going to put it on 70 aside. Again, my goal is around 10-ish good reps, good squeezing reps. I don't just want to move through the motion. I want my chest to squeeze and move through the motion and be the cause of what is going on. Okay. Whenever you start with these cable machines, never walk out first. There's a little tip for you. Never walk out first. You're putting your shoulder in this ridiculous situation where you now got to pull the weights up. I don't think so, okay? Start here. Bring that weight in first. Push out in front. So right now I feel tension on my chest, exactly where I want to be. I'm going to go out into a fly stance, contract my chest, squeeze. I took that right to failure. I don't even think I could get another quarter rep out of that. That last rep was really good because I was fighting through the whole time. but I was fighting through with my chest. I was making sure I was fighting through by squeezing and not by cheating and getting my shoulders involved. So I felt like I kept that through chest the whole time, which is really what I want. I think I got 8 or 9 off that. And so after a set like that, where you're going failure, you're not going to be stronger. You're going to be weaker, okay? So if I take that to failure at 8 or 9, if I go the same weight, I'm probably going to get 5 or 6. I'm not getting stronger. As long as I went to failure, I'm getting weaker. There's no way I'm going to be able to do that again. So what I'm going to do is pop down to 60. In all likelihood, this will feel just as heavy to me as that 70 did, because my muscles are more tired. And it's not that big of a drop down, really. So I should be able to get that fail around 10 to 12 here. And that's going to be my goal for this set. This is going to be my last set for chest isolation. So I like to pick 2, sometimes 3, just depending on the day. But I felt like I really hit that pullover well. I had a really good first set here. I know I'm going to have a really good second set. My chest is going to be absolutely on fire after this. It's already feeling like a lot of blood has left my lats and has moved into my chest, which is totally fine. All right, we're going to go into this set again, pull this weight in, take a step out, start off that squeeze. Initiate driving with that chest. Oh, that's spicy. Woo. I didn't even get as many as I wanted to, and I lowered the weight. So I probably could have lowered it down to 50 instead of 60, but I still went to failure. As you noticed, I wasn't able to get it all the way, and my range of motion kept switching because I could not get my muscles to contract further than that. And I would much rather do that and take my muscles to failure within their proper path versus changing what I'm doing to accomplish a full rep. It doesn't make any sense. You should be isolating, right? Especially on an exercise that's meant to isolate. Why would I ever want to bring my shoulders in to affect this set at all? So we're done. I just took 2 sets to failure. I'm done. I'm moving on. We're going to move on to compound chest work next, which on a hypertrophy day, I like to do high rep. So I like to kind of end in that 20 to 30 range, but it's really hard to predict failure within that range. So some days I might fail around 20, and other days I might be in the early 30s, but I want to try to find a weight where I'm somewhat near 25. The reps themselves does not matter. It's about going to failure. So we're going to move back over to the dumbbells here. And because upper chest, again, is my priority, because upper chest is underdeveloped on me and honestly underdeveloped on the majority of you, I'm going to set up an incline press first. And that's the first compound exercise that I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to switch this around. And I'm going to set up the bench for an incline press. I like around that 45 degrees, but it really depends how you feel with your chest and your shoulders. Some people like a little bit lower. I think that 45 really hits good. I feel it right up on my clavicle, which is the area that we really want to hit. So I'm going to put this weight back. And I'm going to pick a weight that I think I'm going to fail near 25. So that's going to be the 30s. I'm going to pop it over here. So what I really want to keep in mind as I'm doing this exercise is I always want to keep pinched in the back to turn my shoulders off. And I want my press to stay within my chest, which means I'm only going to press about to here. And I'm going to initiate through my chest by contracting and pushing that chest up. If you watch great bodybuilders, their chest always pushes towards the roof when they press, and they do not push their shoulders towards the roof. It's because they are contracting their chest, contracting up to make that movement happen. Okay? Let's get a set in. Now, the difference in these sets between our heavy sets, that heavy set I couldn't do anymore because I mechanically could not do anymore. My muscles could not connect enough to rip that weight forward. But high rep work is a totally different animal. It is, in my opinion, harder than heavy lifting because you are fighting lactic acid and hydrogen buildup, which isn't, it is a muscle thing. Your muscles are getting poisoned, more or less. So your muscles are not contracting properly, not working properly. But your muscle is sending signals to your brain, telling your brain to stop doing what you're doing, begging for it to stop. Because you're hurting, because you're in pain. That lactic acid, that hydrogen is a sensor of poison, telling your brain to cease activity. And when we get down to it, these sets come down between you and you and how hard you can push yourself. So the last 10 reps there, my muscles are absolutely on fire. And they're yelling at my brain, stop, 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 stop. And it becomes a question of mental fortitude. You have to push through those moments. And if you can continue to poison your muscle more and more and more and force it, your body will adapt more and more. Whew, I'm still on fire right now. My body is still trying to clear that lactic acid out of that muscle. I'm feeling it right across here. The exact upper band I want, right below my clavicle. Another point on this while I'm resting. I only have one more set, by the way, because I've already gone to failure on one. I want to do one more, because it's upper chest especially. But one thing to keep in mind on this press, because we're going light, I don't have to worry about my shoulders too much. I'm not really risking injury here. So I am trying to flare up as high as I can, comfortably, obviously. Because if I can do that, it really forces that chest line in the top to do the work for me. Instead, if I have my shoulder down, I don't know if you can see, my shoulder just kicked in. But if I go up, it turns off. So this is something I really recommend, especially for lightweight. You know, if you're lifting all out and you're on your heavy days, you got to bring your elbows down a little bit, just because you might have a lot of tension through your shoulders up at the top here, a lot of tension on your rotator cuff, and if you pop it down, that goes away. But on a hypertrophy day, bring those babies up. Feel the burn, feel the isolation. That's the point here. We're trying to isolate our muscles. I was so focused on my contractions in the last one, I didn't even count. I have no idea how many reps I did. But in general, if I had failed before 20, I would want to lessen the weights. And if I had failed over 30, I want to increase the weights. But I can't remember how many I did. So We're riding with 30s today. Turn those elbows. It's all in my chest, no shoulder at all. Oh, absolute fire. Give it a big squeeze. Oh, my chest is roasted right now. That's 2 really hard sets to failure. I don't think my upper chest can take anymore. I've only really done 4 sets to failure total on my upper chest, and it is just toast. If you're doing 6, 8, 10, 12 sets of upper chest, like, you're not working hard enough, right? If you saw me on those reps, I am wincing in pain. I am doing everything I possibly can to just get a couple more reps out. And if you don't do that, and you're not a beginner, it's important for beginners, take your time, ease into lifting. But if you've been lifting for a while and you're not lifting like this, every set you are not wincing and gasping and struggling to get through, it's time to think about what you're doing. It's time to reimagine and reorganize, because you need to be lifting way harder. You need to be pushing yourself way further. Our point is to try and push past limits so that our body can adapt and adjust, and that's going to cause major growth. And you see that in the bodybuilders, the professional bodybuilders. Every set they are wincing. Their coaches are yelling at them to continue, and that's, steroids or not, that's what elicits growth, right? Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to do the same thing. We haven't hit anything for lower chest yet. So why don't we do something for lower chest? I still want it to be a press. I still want it to be a compound movement. We can either do a decline press here. Let's do, we're going to pop back to the cables. And I think I want to do a decline press towards the floor where I'm targeting hitting that lower chest. And we're going to do 1 or 2 sets like that and then call it a day. I'm in and I'm out of the gym. I don't need to spend hours here lifting. Follow me. We're going to hit the cable machine again. Again, I'm going for 25-ish reps. Let's throw a weight on there that I might be able to do that with. Let's pick 70s. Now, because I said I want to target a little bit of my lower chest, that means I need to finish with my hands closer to my waist. As you can see, that is popping my lower chest out. That's my goal. But that also means that my force then needs to be coming that direction, parallel to my forearm and humerus. So I'm going to set up this weight a little bit higher than what I might normally do, so that when I press and I'm pushing straight down, that force is trying to bring me back up, okay? Weight's good. Here we go. Bring that weight in first. Take 1 step out. I'm going to push to the end. And squeeze my lower chest. Oh, starting to fade. Starting to feel that burn. Oh. I feel that burn right through that outside to lower part of my chest. Exactly the portion that I haven't really hit today, so I'm glad I'm hitting this. My upper chest is crushed. That fly really got my mid and inner chest. And now round it off with the lower chest. That way my chest is fully built. I'm probably going to be sore for 2 or 3 days after this. And I took that one to failure. I only need to take one more to failure now. I didn't need to ramp up. I don't need to spend 10, 20 minutes on this machine. I'm going to be here for 3 minutes. I'm in and out. If you're on a machine, I mean, granted, if you're doing strength and you're taking a lot of time with your squats on the squat rack because you're lifting a ton of weight and you need 5-minute rest, that's fair. But if you're lifting hypertrophy or endurance for that matter, you do not need to be spending so much time on these pieces of equipment. You need to use them and get out. So I'm almost at a minute rest here. I'm going to jump right into it. This is my last set of the day. I'm going to make it worth it, right? My chest is feeling pretty crushed. I want to completely destroy it on this last set. And I'm thinking to myself, this is it. This is it for the whole day. I get to go home and eat and relax and enjoy. I don't have to worry about anything the whole day. I'm going to make this set worth everything. I'm going to take this to failure and beyond failure because I have nothing else left to save in the tank. Come on. And that's it. My chest is on fire. I'm going to make sure I stay hydrated. I'm going to go straight into a protein shake. If you need protein, go grab some Lion Strong protein. I use the vanilla. I like to add some sugar in there post-workout. I've used a lot of glycogen stores during this exercise, during this workout. I want to refill those stores. I like getting that via simple sugar, like a Gatorade or fruit. I don't have any fruit here. So what I like to do is take my Lion Strong protein and put Gatorade in it, mix it up. I love the taste of it personally. I like the orange. It tastes like a creamsicle with the vanilla. Guzzle that down. Most people between 25 and 40 grams is great. I personally go towards the 40 side or more. But I'm feeling pretty good. My chest is about as pumped as it can be right now. I can barely flex it anymore. My back felt really good, still feels good. I feel really wide. I think it was a really successful Chiba day. I'm glad you were here with me during the whole workout. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the workout. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment on that too, right? And join me next time. We might do a leg workout and have some fun. See you later.